You can bet on just about anything these days. 3 weeks ago, my bet was that the recession was over, and as far as I'm concerned tonight, that seems to be paying off. Let's bring in the Real Deal Squad to find out if the odds are with me. Joining me tonight, Tanya Acker, attorney and blogger for Huffington Post, Chris Wilson, Republican pollster, Phil Musser, former advisor to Mitt Romney and president of New Frontier Strategy, and Peter Morisi, a professor at University of Maryland's Business School. Guys, couple ground rules. First, I want to talk about whether it's happening and how much hope we should have. Later, I want to get into who should get the credit for it and what could get in the way. And then lastly, let's try to talk one at a time, because all you guys are far smarter than I am, and the viewers really would rather hear you. So, Peter Morisi, the ever bow-tied university professor, start us off. I'm seeing a lot of hope out there. At least I'm trying to build it. Where do you stand?
Well, we have positives and negatives. We're going to have a recovery in the second half. I don't think I date it June 30th. I think it's going to be more like September 30th. However, there are real risks on the downside. Obama's taxes, his health care, cap and
we're
trade.
going to get to that next, though.
Okay.
But you say by September 30th, and if you're doing that, people should be buying stocks
Absolutely.
right now.
They should be buying right now. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, good. I like that. Chris Wilson, what are you doing with your account?
I'm not doing it. I got to say, I don't see it. I think what we're seeing is a repeat of what we saw in 1930, right in the middle of the Great Depression, where you saw stocks increase by 68 points, but then 2 years later, by 68%, then 2 years later, you saw another 86% crash. And my fear is we're on the upswing where you've got some people who are getting in, seeing some bargains. The bargains hunters are artificially driving up the stock market. They're going to get out whenever they see that it is artificial. And
Peter, you're shaking your head. Why, Peter?
No, I don't think we're going to have a second flop. The market is so undervalued that even if we accomplish modest growth, less than, say, the 2.5, 2.6 that all the analysts are calling, companies have cut back so much on their costs and capacity, they're going to have profits. They're going to profit quite nicely, and we're going to have rising prices.
Tanya, where do you stand in this?
I'm nervous about the glibness that I'm hearing from some quarters about jobless claims. I mean, on the one hand, I think we're seeing a small reduction in jobless claims. Some of that has to do with the fact that people have exhausted their benefits. And secondly, given the fact that the current recession is tied so much to consumers being over-leveraged and a housing market that's built on a house of cards, I think when we're still looking at record levels of joblessness, then we're still looking at more foreclosures and more delinquencies down the road.
So, Tanya, thank you for that very cautious answer, because it leads me into my next segment, and Phil Musser started us off. So I'm guessing Obama gets no credit for this recovery when it comes, right? Because it's coming now.
Well, not yet. I mean, I think, I tell you, my portfolio kind of looks like your chart that you put out with Merrill Lynch at the beginning, but I think you're right. With respect to the American people, they definitely haven't started to see or feel this recovery. And I think there's deep, widespread skepticism. You got a great pollster in here with Chris on us tonight who can give you some good numbers. But about 75% of the American people do not think that the stimulus has worked and do not see it in their life.
Yeah, well, it's good to know that
changes,
75% of the American people are kind of smart. Okay, Chris, tell us about the polls.
Well, I think what you see is a lot of pessimism that exists. The American people are, right now, they're not convinced that there is a recovery going on. They're keeping their money to themselves. And they're also, what you're seeing is Obama's numbers taking a pretty big hit from because of these economic numbers. For the first time really in a long time, you see American people maybe more likely to trust Republicans than Democrats.
Well, we're here tonight to start the recovery and to show America why they should wake up and start listening. I got to wrap for a quick break, and then we're going to come back with all of you, all right? Real Deal Squad, stand by, and we have a lot more to fight about. And when we come back, I'll explain why this economic recovery might be President George W. Bush's last great gift to this country. How do you like that, Tanya? Don't walk away. Don't leave. Stay here. We're back in 2 minutes.
I'm Carmen Wong-Ulrich with your On the Money Dollars and Cents. When it comes to getting rid of your debt, it's all about efficiency. Go at your credit card debt with a system. First, stop charging. Next, concentrate on wiping out the debt with the highest interest rate first, while paying the minimums on all your other accounts. Once you've knocked out the first card, tackle the next one on your list, then the next, and the next. And remember, when you're done, put those former debt dollars into savings.
This Dollars and Cents moment is brought to you by ING.
Your number. It's the amount you need to have saved to retire the way you want. And lately, it seems your number is more at risk than ever. ING can help you find ways to protect your number while you work toward it. So your number can be there for you or your family later. Find your number and discover ways you can protect it at ingnumber.com.